Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope that you guys did get a chance to check out the first video that I uploaded last week. I did seem to get a lot of great feedback, which I was so happy about. One of the most requested things that people were messaging me inquiring about was how to track your macros and what that form of dieting is. So I figured with this video I would include some workout footage of an upper body day that I had yesterday, and then I dive right into an informative style approach where I talk about your macronutrients, what it means to track your macros, how one can go about that, and just the different fun ways that you can incorporate different foods into your diet with this different type of dieting approach. So with that being said, I hope you guys do enjoy this video. If you do want to skip past the workout and just watch the part of the video where I strictly talk about if it fits your macros and tracking and all that sort of thing, feel free to do so. But thank you guys for coming back and watching, and I hope you enjoy. Okay, so a big question I've been getting lately is, what are your macronutrients? What does that word even mean? So basically, what I'm going to try and do here is break it down as simple and thoroughly as I can so that you guys can kind of follow along and understand what your macronutrients are so that you can see why it's a really good approach to dieting to track your macros. So I wrote down some notes here just so that I kind of follow what I want to say and I don't forget anything and that it makes sense and doesn't just come out all jumbled. So bear with me. But so essentially, to start off, your body needs macronutrients in order to function properly. And your macronutrients are your carbohydrates, your proteins, and your fats. And your body needs large amounts of these macronutrients in order to gain muscle mass and to decrease body fat. So If it fits your macros, or flexible dieting is a method of dieting that revolves around meeting daily macro targets with no restriction on the types of food choices that you make to hit these targets. So your macro numbers are calculated and formulated on a goals basis. So whether you want to lose fat, maintain the weight you have right now, or you want to gain some muscle mass, you can do so with tracking your macros. And when you are determining your macros by putting in your stats in a calculator that is specifically for your macronutrients, you're gonna pick whether you want to lose weight, maintain, or gain muscle mass. So how does it work? Let's start, I guess, with calories in and calories out. So your body burns a certain type of energy daily, and it can be measured in the term calories. The energy in food can also be measured in the same way. So that's why people, who say that they diet and they eat less food than they burn, that's what they mean, is because the calories measured with your energy expenditure as well as the energy in the food that you're eating, it's all measured in the same way, which is through calories. And basically, calorie is the amount of energy required to heat up 1 kilogram of water of 1 degree Celsius. That doesn't matter. You don't need to know that. So to lose fat, your body must take in less calories than it's burning. And when you do this, your body then goes to the source, which are your fat stores. So at the end of the day, a calorie is a calorie. So technically, you could eat nothing but chocolate and hamburgers all day, and you could still lose weight as long as your body's burning more energy than you're feeding it. So, however, counting your macros is more than that, because a calorie isn't a calorie when we talk about body composition. So, to break it down, I'm going to start by talking about protein. So you want to maintain as much lean mass as possible. Don't worry, girls, I'm talking specifically to females. By eating a lot of protein, you're not going to get muscly and big and like bulky like men do. So please try not to follow under that assumption that eating protein will make you like big and jacked, because that's not how it works. You just need to eat enough protein to ensure that you're able to preserve muscle mass. So typically you should be consuming 1 gram of protein for the weight that you are in pounds. So the rule of thumb is for every pound that you are, that's how much protein you should be eating in grams. So take myself, for example. I currently weigh 108 pounds. So right off the bat, I know the minimum amount of protein I should be getting is 108 grams. So that's how that works. And then when it comes to carbohydrates, the other macronutrient that we're going to talk about, you need to understand that carbs are not the enemy. You need to make sure that you're eating enough carbs so that your muscles are being provided with enough glycogen stores that are needed to maintain training intensity. So if you're not eating enough carbs and you're going to go to the gym and try and do an intense training session, your body is going to feel tired and like you'll have no energy because you're on a low carb diet, and therefore you can't perform in the gym how you'd want. Therefore your body composition won't be where you want it to be. So that's honestly carbs. You need carbs to survive. Carbs are energy. So next I'm going to talk about your fats. So the third type of macronutrient that we're going to talk about. Again, fats, as long as you're eating healthy fats, they are good for you. They're vital for hormone synthesis, and you need to ensure that you're eating enough fats. I personally, myself, don't gravitate towards as fatty foods. I don't like to eat cheese. I don't eat a ton of peanut butter. Whole eggs and stuff like that is where I usually tend to get my fat sources from, as well as from coconut oil and stuff like that. You don't want to be on a high fat diet, but you certainly do need to be eating a sufficient amount of fats every day. And again, when you do put in all of your numbers into a macro calculator, it actually will determine the amount of fats that you need specific to your body size. So Tracking your macronutrients is much more than just tracking your calories and counting your calories. It allows you to improve on your body composition and not just focus on losing weight or gaining weight. Now, while it is a flexible form of dieting, I wrote here with asterisks, I don't advise that you guys do fill up on your macros with strictly junk food. And when I say junk foods, I just mean less nutrient-dense foods. So while I don't like to label foods as good or bad, I still do think that it's important to eat as much nutrient-dense foods as you can. So have fun with it. Try and eat like 80% of nutrient-dense foods, and then the rest, don't be afraid to indulge a little. So with the numbers that I'm given, I do eat a lot of vegetables, a lot of salads, a lot of chicken, eggs, egg whites, turkey bacon. Like those are my main sources of protein, and then like stir-fry vegetables and rice and potatoes, like oatmeal. Those are my main sources of carbs. And then for fats, again, I get them from like whole eggs, coconut oil. Sometimes I eat cheese. But if you're someone who likes your fats, then you can really play around with it, because as you start to track your macros, you start to understand where your macros come from in certain types of foods. Like when I first started, I had no idea that there were as much fat in ground turkey as there was. And then that's where I started to realize, okay, when I'm buying ground turkey, I should be buying lean ground turkey so that it's more protein and less fat within the food. So anyways, it seems like a lot right now, but that little bit right there that I just explained was kind of just to get you guys to understand a little bit more of what your macronutrients are and what they do for your body, and why it's scientifically proven that tracking your macros works. No matter what goal you have in mind, like it works, and I can promise you that. Another tip too that I can add in is try and have fun with it. Like I said, I always sneak in at least one treat a day because that's what helps me stay sane. I don't feel like I'm dieting. Another tip that I can give you guys is to add spices to your foods. Like make the foods taste good, because then you won't feel like you're suffering and eating all this clean, healthy food just so that you can be fit. Like you don't have to do that. You can definitely play with it and definitely have fun with it. And yeah, so that's all I have to say, I guess, right now about tracking your macros in terms of what macros are and what they do for your body. So, okay, so now that we've covered what macronutrients are and how they work in a dieting approach, now I'm going to talk to you guys about how I actually track my macros. So first and foremost, what you guys are going to want to do is go out to Walmart or something like that and pick up an electronic kitchen scale. The one that I have looks like this. And as you can see up close, you have the option to change the mode. So you can have it in milliliters, fluid ounces, grams, and that's just because different foods are weighed in different ways, or measured in different ways. Like egg whites are measured in grams, even though it's a liquid, but then like milk is measured in milliliters. So for accuracy reasons, you're gonna wanna get a food scale, because that's how you'll see your best results. Next, what you guys are gonna wanna do is download the app MyFitnessPal. I will insert a little picture right here of what the app looks like, and I'm going to kind of walk you guys through setting up the app and how to briefly use it. So first, what you guys are going to want to do once you download it is you're going to want to go to the bottom of the app, and it's going to have a little menu of different things that you can choose from, and you're going to want to click the one on the farthest right that says More. Where you click that, then there's an option to change your goals. And this is after you've already calculated your macronutrients, and I'm going to include a link in this description with a website that you can use to calculate your macronutrients. It's just a macro calculator online for if it fits your macros. So once you have that, you know what your goals are for your macro targets. And so anyway, what you're going to want to do is at the bottom, you're going to want to click More, then you're going to want to go to Calorie and Macro Goals, and you're going to select that. And then here you're going to see different percentages. You're just going to want to zero all of them out to 0%. That's just because the app doesn't let you guys specifically choose your macros in grams. It kind of just does it on a percentage basis, and it's never, like, I can never find ones that fit what my macros are, so I just zero it out, and then I remember what my macros are, and then I know the numbers I want to hit at the end of the day. So know your macros. And then don't worry about calories, guys. If you're hitting your macronutrients, the calories are gonna add up. They might be a little bit off, and that's just because some nutritional info isn't as accurate. There's usually, I think, like a 5 to 10% margin of error that the FDA allows food companies to do. So there could be a 5 to 10% error with your macros. So just track for what it is, and don't worry about your calories as long as you're hitting your macronutrients. So next, if you see the option there where you can add in your food, you have the option to change the serving sizes. So like I explained earlier, all foods aren't measured in the same measurements. So for accuracy purposes, you're gonna wanna be able to switch out the measurements. So if you are weighing out, say, a glass of almond milk, you're gonna wanna change your scale to milliliters. And say you don't have an entire serving that it says on the nutritional info, like 1 cup is 250 milliliters, but say you only want to have 200 milliliters, then you can just change the serving size and then manually add in what you are using. And then if you actually tilt your phone to the side, you have to make sure that you don't have your lock screen on, but if you tilt your phone to the side, you can actually like refer to your macros whenever you want. You can see the numbers that you're at for the day already. And then say you have like 200 grams of carbs to hit, and you tilt your phone to the side and it says 100 grams of carbs total, then you know that you have 100 left to hit, right? So yeah, that's basically how you track the food. You can also scan it too. So if you have, say, a box of crackers, just take the little barcode on the right hand side when you go to add in the food, scan it, change the serving sizes to whatever you want, and that's it. So it's really easy, guys, and just play around with the app and you'll really get used to it. And right away, I mean, if you're just starting off, I wouldn't be too worried about hitting it number for number. Some days I usually leave about a 5-gram range to let myself kind of play with. So some days I might hit 118 grams of protein. Some days I might hit 122 grams of protein, even though my goal is to hit 120. So allow yourself a little bit of wiggle room and don't get too caught up with the numbers. But yeah, so that's basically how I track my macros, and I hope that's an easy way that you guys can incorporate into your lifestyle. So that's it, guys, for my second video that I am uploading to YouTube. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope it wasn't too boring and you guys were actually able to take something from this video, and I hope that you guys are able to start tracking your macros. And yeah, so if you guys want to give this video a thumbs up and like it to help out my channel, and if you're not subscribed already, just hit that subscribe button. Everything that you guys will need to know will be posted, will be posted in the description box. So links for macro calculator and that sort of thing will be posted there. So thanks so much, guys, for watching, and I'll see you next time.